Okay, hey, what is up? Welcome to my channel. My name is Ayla, otherwise known as AKA, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a video about some books that I picked up yesterday, what I'm reading at the moment, what I'm thinking about books at the moment. But first of all, a little disclaimer, yes, I have a face mask on. The reason I don't have it around my mouth is, let me show you, is because obviously, how are you supposed to drink your coffee if your face mask is over your mouth? Life hack. Thank me later. So yesterday I went to Leicester Square. The plan was actually to go into like Covent Garden, do some thrifting, go to some vintage shops, but we ended up just getting lunch, and then on the way to said thrift stores and vintage shops, we were like, oh, let's just pop into these bookstores, and then it ended up just being an entire day of well, not an entire day, it was like a whole 2 hours of book shopping instead of vintage shopping. I just poked myself in the eye. So I am going to show you what I got. I'm actually going thrifting today instead, so I thought I would just show you exactly what I got yesterday. A few good deals, a few good finds. I got 5 books in total. The first one I'm going to show you is sort of, I guess, the least interesting, maybe? No, I don't want to say least interesting. Maybe just like not at the top of my priority list, but I still think they were like good finds anyway. So I went into FOP, which is in, I think, Covent Garden or Soho, I'm not really sure of the areas, but it's basically like a film, and it's basically like a film store. So they sell like some records and a few books and stuff as well, and they usually have this really good deal, which is 2 for £6 or £4 each. So what I saw in there, because I'm obsessed with Alexander McQueen and I've seen his documentary I think like 6 times now, like I watch it religiously, like at least once a month. I saw this biography about him. So it's the Alexander McQueen biography. It's called Blood Beneath the Skin, and it's written by Andrew Wilson. So I'm just interested. The only reason I got it is just to see if there's any extra information in there about him. I mean, I've done a lot of research. I have watched his documentary so many times, as I said, but I was just interested to see if there's anything extra in here that I don't already know, because I think he's a genius, and RIP basically. I cry every time I watch his documentary. I legitimately bawl my eyes out every single time. But yes, that was number 1, and then because it was 2 for £6, I thought, let's have a little save. I really only wanted this, but I thought, and don't hate me for this, but everyone's always going on about Bowie, and I was born in 2000. I really don't know that much about him, and I'm sorry about that, but I want to change. I want to improve. So I bought this book by Paul Morley, which is The Age of Bowie. It says how David Bowie made a world of difference, and so sort of a bit of information about his life, everything like that. So I am excited to read this and learn some more about him, because obviously I know about him, but I mean, a lot of people know a lot about him and I don't really know all that much, so I thought, why not learn a little bit more? So this is my little 2 for £6 deal from FOP. I'm really pleased with this, and I'm excited to learn a bit more about David Bowie. The next thing we did was we went to another bookstore which has this like downstairs area, which is really cool, but they have like so many books that I don't even think they know what they have there, because there's so much there. It's like all packed in together. You have to like really have a search and like have a sift through. So the first thing I found, I went through the fashion books first. Now my objective when I was looking at these books was not to find really good books that were going to be really expensive. I wanted a few good bargains, a few, good finds. I wanted a few good bargains, a few good finds that I wasn't going to be spending a lot of money on. I really just wanted to get a few like good bargains. The first thing I found in this shop is this book called Fashion on the Ration by Julie Summers. Now this is a book about fashion during the Second World War and how it was more of a necessity rather than an extravagance like it is now. And so I'm just really excited to see sort of what it's about. It just says, I'll just read you this tiny little bit at the top here. It just says, for thousands of women throughout the long years of the war, fashion was not simply a distraction but a necessity, and one they weren't going to give up easily. I just thought that was really interesting, so why not read a little bit of history, read a little bit about what the ladies during the Second World War were wearing, what their tactics were. Yeah, basically how they did everything. I just thought that was really interesting. So this was another find. The second thing I got at that bookstore, I got 2 books there. So we've got 3 and then I've got 2 more to show you. Was this one. This is not fashion, but it's more sort of interior design, and it's just called London Minimum by Herbert YPMA. And yeah, so this is the book here. Sorry, I know there's a bit of a glare there. It's a little bit of a coffee table read, you know, it looks quite nice on the spine, so it's definitely going to be sitting somewhere in my new apartment that I move into on Sunday. But I also just really love the interiors in here. It's really minimalistic, obviously, but I think it's also just really inspirational. So I'm definitely going to be looking to this for references for my designs, and yeah, just getting a bit of perspective from interiors, because I think you should, as a designer, look everywhere for influence, and I think that this is just a little bit of an interesting book that shows me a few things I can reference. Now the last thing I got was my absolute best find of the day. This was not a cheap book, it was £15, so it's definitely not like a steal. The others were all like, I think £4 maximum. The other 4 are that I've showed you. Obviously those 2 from FOP were £3 each. This one was £4, this one was £4 as well, or maybe 5. But this one here was £15, so obviously it's not a discount or a bargain book. However, it's a bargain for what it is, I think. And I think it was a really good find. So first of all, what we can see here, ooh baby. So obviously it is a Vogue book. It is In Vogue, 6 Decades of Fashion by Georgina Howell, and it was £15. I mean, for this kind of thick boy, absolutely £15. You're going in my basket. So there's some amazing references throughout this book. I'm so excited to really properly go through it, make some notes, make some annotations, and yeah, just see if I can draw some inspiration from this book, but also just gain perspective or information. I think this is a great find, and I'm so glad. I'm definitely going to be going back to this bookstore. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll write it in the description down below if you're in London, you want to go there, because they have a lot of like first edition stuff, and like their prices were definitely like what the book is worth, so it wasn't cheap or discounted or bargains, but it was like there was some really good stuff in there, so happy about this one. So that's everything that I bought, but I thought I would just have a little chat quickly about my Kindle, because my partner got me this for I think Christmas one year or something, and for a while I didn't really use it all that much. I paid for the Kindle Unlimited though, which is something that I would definitely recommend if you read a lot of books. If you have a very particular taste, I probably wouldn't bother with it, because it's basically what Kindle Unlimited is it has a bunch of different books on there, and you just pay one fee a month to read as many of those books as you want. So you can read unlimited amounts of books for that one fee, but it's only certain selections, so you can't like go and search a particular book, and if it's not on there you can't just read it for free, so you would have to buy that one instead. So if you're somebody who has a very particular taste and you just buy books, that's fine. But for me, I'm not super particular. At the moment, I'm really into like crime thrillers for some reason. I read a lot on my commute on the way to work, which is why I love my Kindle. Flip it open, jump onto the tube, read, and then if I have to change tubes or whatever, close it quickly, jump onto the next one. So I just thought I would mention this because I think this is one of the best things I've ever received as a gift. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed my little book haul for today. I just wanted to do a really quick, like casual, obviously chatty video to show you what I got, but I had a really good time. I'm gonna go thrifting today, so I'm pretty sure my next video will be like a thrift haul. But yes, if you haven't already, please subscribe, please like this video, comment down below, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!